Unfiltered Sports Podcast Network 3-minute drill series in which we have the third matchup of Week 1 here with the Miami Marlins, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Chicago Bulls, Florida Panthers, and Orlando City SC fan, Mr. Cal Friedman, looking all professional over there. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling all right. I'm hoping to win. I'm feeling fresh after hosting your matchup with Kevin. I also feel fresh that now our first upload is on. So if you guys didn't catch that, go check that now. And I'm feeling ready.
Okay, and now we've got the New York Mets, Miami Dolphins, Brooklyn Nets, New York Islanders, and why would he ever give a fuck about soccer? There he is, Mr. Colby Guy. How are you feeling today, Colby?
He's dabbing.
Tired, but still good.
Tired but good?
I was like 40
Colby, I
dollars.
love the shirt.
Like Bernie Sanders. You're hungry, but you're good.
$dollars for.
Colby, I love the shirt.
So, just to remind you guys, the rules. There will be 3 categories per episode, 3 sports. Each will be from the sports selected by Mr. Cal Friedman, the normal host of the show. Questions can be yes or no, one option or the other, or multiple answer. The order of asking questions comes from a wonderful coin toss right here. Cal, don't worry. My 2 senses are just as good as yours. If I drop this, I will be able to find it. The contestants will get a minute to come up with an answer to the response. If the person required to go first does not come up with an answer to argue within the 30 seconds, the other contestant can answer first. The moderator will start the time for a minute when both contestants are ready. After 30 seconds for the first person arguing, the moderator must stop the contestant and allow the other contestant to start arguing. If the arguing person does not stop arguing after 30 seconds, the moderator must penalize the contestant by limiting their time next round. If the arguing person does not use their full 30 seconds, the remaining time goes to the other person. Interrupting a contestant in their time is punishable. The first time it is a warning. The second time they lose 5 seconds off of their time, and the 5 seconds will go to the other person. So, Cal, since you are the normal host of the show, Colby, I will give you on the toss. Call.
Tails.
It lands on tails. So, just to remind you guys, the order of these sports today are NFL, MLB, and CFB. Colby, would you like to receive or defer?
I'll receive the 2 football questions.
You'll receive the football questions. Okay. Are you guys ready to hear the background information for the NFL question?
Yeah, let's do it.
In an interview today, Tony Romo stated that the quarterback job is Dak's to lose, and he doesn't mind being the backup for now. So he does look like he has a couple options. So my question for you guys is, what is the most likely outcome? Will he stay as the backup in Dallas? Will he get traded to a team like the Jets or the Broncos who need a quarterback? Or will he call it quits? Your minute of research starts now. And of course, make sure to stop by on the YouTube channel because we have so much content coming out. We have Unfiltered United, hosted by Cal with Kevin, discussing all the soccer news around the world. We have Beyond the Hardwood with John and Tommy, Around the Diamond with myself, Tommy, and somebody else. Shots Fired, myself, Kevin, and Colby. The football podcast, which is to be named later, with Cal, Kevin, and John.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then, of course, we'll have more 3-minute drills. Next week, we've got myself versus Tommy, Cal and John, and Kevin and Colby. 10 seconds, guys. And, of course, we have more stuff coming out like Jeopardy that we're coming up with, and a new series, Pick Six, and I will keep my other comments till the end. Time is up.
All right.
And Colby, you decided to receive. So what is your thought on Romo?
I honestly think he's probably either going to A, defer to the backup job, or B, he's going to call it quits.
Colby, are you listening to a video?
No, it's just like an ad popped up on this article I was reading.
Colby, give me one answer. Will he retire? Will he move to the backup? Or will he get traded?
I think he's going to retire.
You think he's going to retire? Okay. Cal, what about you?
I think he's going to hold out on his contract, and I think that he may become the quarterback eventually, but I think he's going to hold his contract out.
So you think he's going to stay as the backup?
Stupid ad.
Yes.
Colby,
But I think he's
you have...
Second.
Colby, no matter what happens with your advertisement or anything, you have the first 30 seconds of the minute to debate why you think Tony Romo is going to retire. And when I say stop, or when I say, Cal, you may go, Cal, you can begin your argument of why Tony Romo will hold out and stay as the backup until his contract expires. And Colby, your 30 seconds starts now.
All right, so I think Tony Romo is going to retire because he has way too many injuries, especially with the back, to go out and play again. Like, since 2013, he had a ruptured disc, 2 transverse process fractures, a broken left collarbone on 2 separate occasions, and a compression fracture in a vertebrae. All of those are back injuries.
Cal.
Since he's been coming back.
All right. So
okay, Colby, warning.
Okay, so get the seconds back. Tony Romo is not stupid. He's going to stay on this contract. He's going to get every last penny until his contract expires. Then he will retire. Obviously, if he's going to stay as the backup, you don't have to worry about injuries. And you know how quick-witted Jerry Jones and J.C. Garrett are to start Tony Romo. He could win his job back if Dak chokes in the playoffs or he doesn't throw to Dez, because that's what Romo does. Romo throws to Dez. Romo's the fan favorite. He's the owner favorite. He's the coach favorite. He could possibly win his job back next season. We don't know.
How do you guys think you did on that one?
I probably lost it, and I'm going to talk.
My Skype just froze, but I think that went well.
All right, Colby, you did continue to argue when I said that Cal can begin, so
I
you have used your warning.
I was in the middle of a word.
Still.
I wouldn't stop the word.
Okay.
All right.
Well, are you guys ready for the MLB question?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Before that, no hockey score updates.
Okay.
Okay. Let's bring a little background information on this. The Atlanta Braves are obviously looking to bolster their rotation. They were talking to teams like the A's, Rays, and White Sox for pitchers like Sonny Gray, Chris Archer, and Chris Sale, respectively. These 3 players are high on priority for Atlanta, like other high-quality starters, for instance, a Justin Verlander, who is less likely to get traded there due to his contract. So, my question for you guys, well, first off, Cal, you get to start this one. My question is for you guys. Which one of them will most likely be traded to Atlanta this offseason? Or will none of them be traded to Atlanta this offseason? And if none of them do, what free agent or other starting pitching target could they go after? Your 30-second or your minute of research starts now. As I was saying earlier, don't worry, you have to come back because all the time we have new content coming out. Unfiltered United, around the diamond/bases, we need to confirm that. Jeopardy, 3-minute drill, pick 6, all that stuff we're going to have coming out soon because As Ilya Bryzgalov the Great says, the sports world is so humongous big. And you guys have 20 seconds left, and I'll continue to elaborate. And of course, if you guys haven't caught on yet, the Bryzgalov thing is happening every time I'm on the podcast.
Thank God.
5-second runoff. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, guys, you may actually see some sort of skip, and Cal's camera might not be loading. We had some technical difficulties. But, of course, we're back up. Cal, what is your opinion? Who goes to the Braves?
I think the pitcher that will be going to the Braves is Chris Sale.
So you think Sale will be a Brave at spring training? Okay, Colby.
Yes.
I think that the Atlanta Braves won't jeopardize their future, and they'll just sign another free agent. And on the
You better have a good argument for that, because there aren't many good free agent starters out there. Okay, Cal, you got the first 30 seconds of the minute, and you may begin.
All right, so what Chris Sale will bring to Atlanta is an identity. That's what the Braves need right now, an identity. We're moving to a new stadium. They're looking to rebuild the team. They need an identity. Chris Sale needs to leave Chicago. That team can't have him in their clubhouse anymore. What they need right now is a catcher and some youth, because that team is screwed after what happened last season about all those players that screwed up. Fans love A.J. Pierzynski. They'll probably trade for A.J. Pierzynski and a couple prospects, and they'll get Sale. And all of a sudden, the Braves will look like a good team again, which is what they need. They need identity.
Okay, Colby.
I think the Braves are still in the middle of a rebuild, so I don't think they're gonna send all their prospects out yet, so they can marinate them. So if they really want a pitcher, I think they could go with a guy like Jason Hamill. Sure, he's not the best pitcher, but they already signed 2 other pitchers in R.A. Dickey and Bartolo Colon, and I think he would be good to just make the rotation okay for
Time's
him.
up. Time's up.
All right.
Okay. Before we move on to the third question, I'm interested to give my opinion on this. Okay.
All right, go ahead.
So, Atlanta, no offense to you, Cal, Atlanta has an identity. The 3, 4, 5 in that lineup.
That's true.
Matt Kemp, Freddie Freeman, and Adonis Garcia.
It's true.
Now, Ender and Ciarte also at the top of that lineup. You're right when they need a catcher. A.J. Pierzynski's probably going to be set to retire, which is a terrible blow for a team that loved him last year. And again, Nick Markakis, you're forgetting about him. All the time, everywhere on this team, there's talent, except for the rotation. Julio Teheran, Mike Foltynewicz, R.A. Dickey, Bartolo Colon, and Matt Whistler, probably.
I mean, if Chris Sale goes to that team, that turns into a dynamite rotation.
If Chris Sale goes to that team, if Sonny Gray goes to that team, if Chris Archer goes to that team, heck, if they sign a Rich Hill, if they sign a Jason Hamill, if they trade for even a smaller guy, see, they don't want to give up all the pieces for Chris Sale, and they only get Jose Quintana. Still, look at that. That's such a huge upgrade to that team. And hey, spend some money on a closer. I mean, yeah, you got Jim Johnson. Yeah, you got Arodys Vizcaíno. But they need a real closer. If they don't want to go out and trade prospects for starters, go out and trade prospects for Wade Davis. Go out and trade for David Robertson. Go out and sign Jonathan Papelbon.
And then there's also
They
guys.
could be a good team next year. Except for the fact that in the span of 6 hours, they signed 2 guys with a total of 85 years old. But,
That's none of your business?
That's none of my business. I'm a Yankees fan.
I'm pretty sure you just won that debate just giving your opinion.
Well, guys,
this
not my
debate.
choice.
Not
Don't
finger
vote
talk,
again
even though he
either
was given
for
a lot
or
more than 30
debate,
seconds.
even though I probably won that debate.
Well, you had a lot more than 30 seconds.
That's true.
Okay, finally, college football. Lamar Jackson's the easy Heisman winner, obviously. But other quarterbacks like Jake Browning and Deshaun Watson, of course. So you're saying there's a chance? Yeah, there's always some sort of chance. But the question is there so much of a chance that guys like Browning or Watson can come up and sneak on Jackson in the last 2 weeks of the college football season to win the Heisman Trophy? Your 1 minute to research starts now. And, of course, another thing that I keep forgetting to mention, that I may actually do another little interesting competition. I have all these little slits in my drawer with jersey numbers written on them. We could probably do something with this.
It's true.
Very true.
I mean, I've got 00 to 99. I mean, there's got to be something to do with it.
We made that on a very, very special day. The day my grandmother passed away from cancer. May she rest in peace.
Got 20 seconds. And guys, just to show you the proof, here they are.
Nice.
All of them.
My grandmother died for this show.
2,
Rest
1.
in power.
Research time is done. Colby, you have the first debate on this. What is your answer?
My answer is that there's no doubt in my mind Lamar Jackson has the Heisman already.
That Cal.
I'm going to go against with what you're saying. I'm going to make this interesting. I think that Deshaun Watson could pull a surprise turnaround and win the Heisman.
Okay, so we have 2 different sides. Just before we keep going with the debate, some news around the hockey world. 2-2 going into overtime in Philadelphia. Kyle Turris scored late in the third. Maple Leafs, another goal scored by Uncle Leo Komarov.
The GOAT.
And that's about it by now.
Is the score still 3-3?
3-3, yes.
Okay.
Colby, you have the first say on this debate, and you say that Lamar Jackson, yeah, let's just go with that. Your 30 seconds starts now.
So what was Louisville's record last year? 7-5? Louisville was so irrelevant last year until Lamar Jackson came. The way Lamar Jackson made this team great could win Heisman already. But he's been by far the best quarterback statistically. And I think he's running away with this thing. Because without Lamar Jackson, Louisville would be nothing.
Go.
All right, well, I'm going to disagree with you. I'm just going to say that Deshaun Watson can turn around this. Because if you look at Deshaun Watson, he consistently puts up 250 to 300 yards a game. He can consistently win games for this Clemson team. Hell, even the game he lost, he gave out and gave it his all. He threw for 580 yards against Lamar Jackson's team in Louisville. Guess what he did? He beat them. He put up nearly 400 all-purpose yards. He is a great quarterback. He is a leader, and he can somehow turn around and win the Heisman.
Okay. Seems like both of you guys got your answers to that in the 30-second time frame, which is, of course, looking good. This was the final matchup of Week 1/Round 1. Of course, you will be seeing this again next week, in which, again, I will be facing off against Tommy Nowitzki, who the result with him and John has been decided, but has not been announced yet. Cal will be taking on John, and Colby will be taking on my opponent from this week, Kevin Fielder. So, of course, make sure to leave a comment down below on who you think won this debate. And, of course, the humongous big sports world at the Unfiltered Sports Podcast Network, between the sports podcast, the games, the trivia, and another thing that I think we're going to do, because we were making fun of John's Skype profile, how Kevin Garnett looks like Big Bird, sports doppelgangers, question mark.
Hey, that sounds good, actually.
Anyway, see ya. Peace.
Peace.